Yeah, well, I'm glad to see we're already both of us talking about our year-end awards, and in my case, talking about Premier League. It is, it's already March. We're very close to that. But let's change tack a little bit. UK Open is done, but it's now time for the return of the greatest tour in professional sport, the Euro Tour, as a new look Euro Tour gets underway on Friday with the return of the Belgian Darts Open in Visa. How excited, though, are you for the return of the greatest tour in professional sports?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And I think a lot has been made of the changes to the Euro Tour this year with the new qualifying structure that's now in place. We've spoke about it on the show. There's been a slight amendment with the way that the prize money works. It was announced by the PDC recently that the pre-qualified players from the main order of merit or the Pro Tour order of merit that lose their first match, they're not going to have that prize money added to the order of merits, which is the right move. Before then, it looked like if you qualified via that order of merit and not the Pro Tour order of merit, there was going to be an advantage because those players were going to keep that money on the rankings. But that's not the case. And anyway, enough about the new structure. It is in place. We know almost all of the lineup of players in action, just the four host nation qualifiers. They've not been confirmed yet at the time of recording, but I think the big thing for me with the Euro Tours, it's the Sundays. I like mostly it's a quiet end to the week. There's not much going on, but you can just chill out, watch two sessions of darts from the last 16 down to the final, a bit of Phil Collins before the final as well. So I'm looking forward to those Sundays coming back, but I'm also interested to see the draw when it does come out, because looking at that lineup of players starting out in round one, there's a lot of potential for some blockbuster matchups right from the get-go in that first round on Friday. And we already know it's going to be a homecoming for Dimitri van der Berg. You heard from him earlier. The first time being introduced as the new UK Open champion is going to come in front of that home crowd. He's in that pool of players in round one, as are Nathan Aspinall, Peter Wright, two players involved in the Premier League. They're going to hot foot it from wherever it's being played this week to then play on the Friday night, as will Luke Littler, who won through the tour card holder qualifiers. And I'm pleased as well to see Mike De Decker. He's one of the 10 names to come through that qualifier as well. We've spoke about him on the show. He's been playing some great stuff so far this season. He's going to get to play in one of his home events. Gary Anderson, a seed for a Euro Tour as well. There was a time when we thought we might not see him on the Euro Tour again. He did come back last year through a few of those qualifiers to get back in. Results on the floor means he comes in as one of the 16 seeds. So there is a potential Sunday afternoon meeting with Gerwyn Price as well. And lastly, I mentioned it to Dimitri earlier, but just that Belgian crowd as well, because we've spoke about it on the show before, but they do give the players the best of order and they also make a great atmosphere at the same time. And it's a bit of a throwback in some ways. So hopefully we're going to see more of the same of that. And they've not learned the Yaya Kolo Toure chant just yet.
Yeah, I think we have a lot of the same things we're looking forward to. I love the European Tour. It's such a great weekend. Unfortunately, this one I'm going to miss nearly the entire thing because I'll be at a sporting event all weekend, not competing, but my father's in town and we're going to a wrestling tournament. So I'm not going to be able to see most of the Euro Tour, but I will be following the scores and I will be following what's going on. And one thing I will definitely be following is the debut of Luke Littler on the European Tour. We don't know who he's going to play yet. And actually, maybe on Friday I'll be able to catch some of that because the tournament won't have started. But depending on who he draws, there's every chance that he'll make it to Saturday. There's every chance he'll make it to Sunday. There's every chance he'll lift the trophy on Sunday night. If he's averaging over a ton in every match like he was in Minehead, it's going to take a pretty darn good performance to beat him. Granted, there are people like Damon Hedda who've proven they can do that. But I am looking forward to seeing how Luke Littler does and how Luke Littler performs. I still have some doubts about him as where his game is right now and how he handles losing, but they're minor doubts. We know for the most part he's going to bring a good performance, and his first time on the Euro Tour is something I am looking forward to. But a few other things, the performance of Peter Wright, who he seems like he's back now. He'll have to enter from the first round, a weird position for him to be in, but a justified one after where his game's been the last couple of years. But Peter Wright is now the reigning European champion, and he makes his Euro Tour debut for this season as that European champion. Is he going to continue the fine form he's had over the last few weeks? in Visa. You have to think yes now, which is not something we would have said a few months ago when it was just a surprise that he won the European Championship, and then it was back to business as usual thereafter. Also curious to see Stephen Bunting continuing to play well. His first Euro Tour since winning his first major. But then finally, you mentioned it. I'm going to mention it as well. Dimitri Vandenberg going on stage, presumably as one of the last, if not the last match on Friday night, because it's a home crowd and he is going to be introduced as the reigning UK Open champion for the first time in front of his home country fans. The reception that he's going to receive. And would it be something if he's playing one of the Belgians as well? What a match that can be. But what a start to the European Tour for season 2024.